I love to watch a big Atlantic salmon come up and just swallow a big fly, and you see the whole back come out of the water and the tail, and you have to wait for that line to tighten up before you set that hook. Those, tenths of a second where you see the fish till you feel it, it's the most exciting part of fly fishing, I think. I mean, that's just amazing. My name is Klaus Frimor. I'm from Denmark, and I work for Loop Tackle Design as a rod and line designer, casting demonstrator. That's basically it. I was about 5 or 6 when I started fishing with a regular bait, and then it turned into spinning and so forth and so on. The first attempts with the fly rod, I reckon, was when I was about 10. I saw all these roach and stuff that was rising for mosquitoes in a lake close by our summer house, and I thought it was really cool and to imitate those bugs, and I started catching those on a fly rod. It actually took a few years before I really got into the trout fishing with the fly rod, because in those days it was much more efficient catching them on spoons or little rapalas or whatever. One night I caught this beautiful 12-pound spanking fresh sea run brown trout on my little rapala, and I realized that that would have been fun catching that on a fly, but I realized that in order to catch him on a fly rod I needed to fish more with the fly. And then I just threw the spinning rod away, and I haven't basically touched it ever since. My first ever steelhead on a swing was on the Clearwater. I remember driving up the Clearwater. We were heading up for the South Fork of the Clearwater in the springtime, and I was watching this beautiful river with the runs. It looks like one of the Norwegian salmon rivers I grew up fishing. It actually took me a year or two before I ever caught my first steelhead down there on a swing. And it wasn't very big, it was 8 pounds or something, but oh boy, when I got it, it was like ripping the rod out of my hand, and I was hooked forever. Yeah, I think I'm part of the lube army. I even, at least I have some dog tags that says I'm special operations, so I guess I'm part of the lube army, yeah. Come on. I don't know. I don't look at myself as one of the best in the world. I'm like a friend of mine said, if your parents had given you some Lego or something when you were a kid instead of a fishing pole, it might have turned out differently. Anybody can do this. It's only muscle memory. I was just stupid enough to go out for 3 years, an hour every day and practice. So everybody can do it if they want to. It's just practice, practice, practice. I think lube is driven by the innovation and the thought of bringing new stuff into fly fishing that makes life easier. I think that lube do a lot of things to educate people to use their products and to make it understandable, how to use it and make fishing easier. And that's why I also chose to come back to lube again. That fact that they're actually into the education of fly fishermen, I like that a lot. I educate a lot. I teach hundreds of people every year fly casting. And I think that's a great part of that business. I have some memories from Iceland with these big salmon just coming up and rolling on your fly, and it's like hunting. You have these moments that's printed in your brain, and you play them back and back and over again. And that 20 seconds before you pull the trigger on a deer, you remember them all the time, and you look at the antlers on the wall and you remember those 20 seconds. And I look at this fly, or I look at this picture of this fish that I caught, and you just remember that take, so there are so many great memories in fly fishing.